Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream here on the Twitch.tv/Xisuma. I haven't played Minecraft for like 9 days. Oh my god, it's been an eternity. Haven't streamed for 9 days. Doesn't actually feel that dissimilar. Feels pretty good to be back. But I've got that weird thing where now playing 3D block game just feels odd. So I'm going to be looking around going, whoa. Whoa. And you're going to be like, X, what's the matter? It's completely fine. Don't worry about it. Welcome to all the peeps tuning in. Mods, I saw you hanging around chatting. I apologize. I was all ready to go. And then I had a little idea popped into my head. Can I fix that noises in my ear issue? By the way, Audius 87. 26 months with the Prime. That was while I wasn't even streaming. Dante Redeye is here proving that the noises in my ear are absent. With 60 months of support, that is amazing, my dude. So here's the dealio. I just thought I'd put a message about it in the support channel. Got a reply, started tweaking around with some settings, and what would you know? There's this channel that the sound goes through that's muted. And it's not supposed to be muted, so I unmute it, do a test. It works, brilliant, let's get going. You know, then I start just double checking stuff, do another test, and uh-oh, it stopped again. So the issue of why we can't hear noises in the ear on the stream anymore, I don't know where we're at with it now. Like, I'm out of ideas again. I'm out of ideas again. Becca, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Soundwave Hope. Greatly appreciate it. Here's the plan for the Hermitcrafting that we're doing today. Let me just move my mic closer to me. I'm just going to chill and enjoy my time here and take it slow and do some building and do some looking at the building and do some ideaing and have a waffle and hang out and not worry about productivity. Ugh. That can be an ugly word sometimes. Gotta say, this FOV, it's taking me a minute to adjust to. Oh, it makes sense. I've got these on me already. I need to go pick up some rockets. Let's just do that now while people tune in. JSTP3000, thank you so much for 18 months of support. And the legendary, the one and only May School is here for 118. Oh my god, we're getting so close to 10 years on Twitch. That is insane, my dude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everything you do, Mace. Yeah, and later in the stream, I'll be showing you some photos from my skiing vacation. And a video as well. That's kind of like towards the end we'll do that. So all the peeps tuning in can stick around, and then lots of people can check it out. Basically, it is no longer Christmas now. I have a rule here. I have a rule that I've just given to myself. I'm like, this is the rule. Don't you dare disobey it. For me, you take down decorations once the new year begins. All right, we're like a few days into the new year. It's time for the decorations to go. I'm sorry, Jevin. They're amazing. They were fun. But they were also temporary. Which is why one of the reasons you don't normally see me do this stuff is because I like things to be kind of permanent. And I decided to embrace something different and we had fun. But now it's 2025. It's a whole new year. And it's time to change some things, you know? Whoa, ski trips as Anita neck vids. Yeah. Do you make neck videos? I mean, that sounds like a kind of niche thing. Yeah, I went on a skiing trip. I missed the one last year because the flight was delayed. We got a full refund. I went and saw my friends instead of going on a ski trip. But this year I went, and I tell you what, whew, probably one of the best ski trips I've been on because the weather was amazing, the slopes were in great condition, and the place was really great for skiing. I went to Schladming in Austria. So cool there. Really, really loved it. Hey X, I finally caught you streaming. Hope you had a fun time skiing. I had an amazing time, Victor. Thank you so much. 4Gil96 is here for 57 months. Thank you so much for all you do, 4Gil. Appreciate you. We got It's Kiki Bish for 8. We got Brooksy96 for 81. We got Morabells for 6. Thank you so much for your support, peeps. MT Shrike here with some cheers and buddies. I finally managed to get a stream. Joys of joys. Oh, I'm glad you're here, and thank you for the biddies. Thanks for the support. Becca with some cheers and bits, as well as that gifted sub earlier. Thank you for your generosity as always, peeps. There's good spots in Austria. Yeah, like near Innsbruck. I think I might have been to Innsbruck. I've been to Ischgl. And now I've been to Schladming. I like to try and say it as if I'm a local, but I'm probably sound like an idiot, don't I? Snow Chris is here for 10 months. How appropriate. Snow Chris, welcome to the stream. Mr. Putrid, the allays are here because I want to put them in like an allay breeding area, but I never get around to it because the inspiration hasn't hit me. And we're kind of late in the season where I don't think anyone actually needs that, so... Oh, what happened to that one? It lost its invisibility. Oh, I reckon that probably happened during the prank. And then got put back. But yeah. Oh, you go to Austria in the summer, says someone called Lucy. Here's what I want to do. I want to go back to the exact same place in summer to see it all, like to see the same slopes, to see the place when it's not winter. I wanted to do an in the Alps summer holiday for so long to go hiking and mountain biking and stuff. And I probably won't get around to it this year, but if I do, or like in a future year, jeez. I really want to go back to Schladming. The Alps are beautiful in the summer, says Warder Start. They're beautiful in the winter too, right? Now, that makes me wonder, what are they like in autumn and spring? Are they like a bit naff in those seasons? I never see pictures of them in the in-between years. It's quite a big difference, you know? They have quite hot summers and very cold winters. So there's like a bigger arc of temperature than there is, say, here in the UK, where things are a bit milder, I guess. Generally speaking. If you hear the occasional suppressed mouth burp, I apologize. Had a big salad for lunch and some ice cream, homemade. Oh, don't get me talking about food. You know I enjoyed my Austrian food, right? Love the cuisine over there. Except Gurkenoodle. I don't really like Gurkenoodle. Yellow Harold, thank you for 104 months. Hi, X in chat. I hope everyone has gotten off to a great start to 2025. It's been a good one for me. I hope it may continue, and for all of you as well. Tannenbaum, 20, thank you for 34 months. Nice to see you again. I want to recommend the game Hourglass on stream. Fellow small German streamer developed it. Interesting time with Port 1 puzzles. Love to see you try it. I have a different puzzle game lined up I might be playing in the next stream. But let me go make a note. Not in game. Because, you know. Let's go there and type that in. Okay. It's time to do after the stream. Awesome. Right. Homemade ice cream, jealous, says Whimsy F15. Hey, it's totally worth getting into. I love it. Don't be jealous, you can do it too. It's surprisingly, I mean, once you made the investment of getting a Ninja Creamy, it's surprisingly cheap to make the ice cream. You can make it low calorie, you can make it without a lot of sugar. You know, air quotes healthy. Right, and then everything else there is part of what I'm currently working on. Oh, by the way, we're not gonna do a mural today, I don't think, unless I need a break. Unless I need a creative break. I kind of want to bring my off-camera experience to the live stream a little bit. At the end of the day, I chill out, I watch an episode of Deep Space Nine, I work on the build, and I don't care how long it's going to take me. It's not about like racing to the finish line, I just enjoy chipping away at it. So I kind of want to chip it away at it today. In Hall, near Innsbruck, there's an amazing medieval restaurant. You can dine there like a night. That sounds like fun. Is it medieval cuisine as well, though? What kind of food is there in Austria? There's like Werner Schnitzel, Gordon Bleu. These are like meats that have been breaded with Gordon Bleu as cheese and ham mixed in. There's a lot of like chips and potatoes that come with dishes. I had like I had this like dish that was just like seasoned potatoes with bacon and ham thrown in, and then they serve it with like sauerkraut, or you can get one with an egg on top. Like totally my type of cuisine. I loved it. Badger Spanner with the Prime for 71 months, saying bloop. Welcome to the stream, Badger. Thank you for 71. That's amazing. Appreciate it. Badger says, we're currently rewatching TNG, and I can't wait to start on Deep Space Nine again. Lego have acquired the rights to I was about to say Star Trek. To Star Wars. Gotcha! They've acquired the rights to Star Trek. I'm so tempted to do the... you know what? I'm just gonna... Ooh. I'm just gonna skip by the usual jokes that we do. I'm not gonna do it today. It's too much brain effort. Thinking about all the different nerdy things and how we can mix them together. Do I still make my own music? Yes, I do. Yes, I do make my own music, and you can find it on YouTube. There's a button for this. Oh, look at that. There it is. Wow. Go search that thing, whatever you're looking at on your screen. What's it called again? Solely Clips or something? I forget the name of it. Jeez. Blue Raven says, I'm excited we get a Lego set soon. Yes, so Star Wars Lego. Now, I have been tempted over time to do a Lego set, but they are like 300, 400 quid, some of these, to build Big Ben or whatever. And I'm just like, oh, it feels so pricey for something I'm going to do probably once, and that's it. I'm thinking two things here, okay? First of all, the build palette reminds me of my Season 7 base. No, Season 9 base. And the ceiling makes me think Cub fan. Wait a minute. Oh, wait. There's different hermits in the window. There's a spider! Phone booth goes here. Fountain. Coming soon. Ah, okay. Excuse our mess. This is a first rough draft. I mean, it is really great. It is really great. A fountain. So is this like Beef and Joe working together, I assume? I love the notes though. That's a really cool approach. This is a brilliant first draft. It's got a color palette that works. I think you just got to figure out how to work in a bit more like shapeliness to these walls. But it's great. It's great, yeah. I love giving a little bit of feedback, don't I? Oh dang, this is a really, this feels like an actual carpet. This feels like I'm in a 90s video store all of, oh, wrong button. I feel like I'm in a 90s video store all of a sudden, right? Dang, this is cool. Oh, some good cup of tea right there. Is Danny03, thank you for 25 months. Winnie T4, thank you for 82. Hope you have a joyful and successful year. Thank you, Winnie. I feel like this year for me is about mentality and mindset with my time. Things became very clear to me over Christmas. And then I had the ski break to really kind of like absorb some ideas, think about my approach to stuff, and I'm kind of looking forward to the new year because I got a refreshed attitude towards things. Dang, look at this area, man. We're slowly putting some things together here, and it is so cool to see stuff side by side. One thing I'd love to do is get with the hermits and figure out like what are we going to put in the space between. Like all of this grass I feel like could be replaced with something really fantastical, and this path as well could yeah, be something a little bit more than just path blocks. There's a potential. I'm seeing blank parts of the canvas here, but let's not get distracted and inspired, because that's what I always do. I spend way too much time, you know, thinking about stuff that I don't really have the time to do. You know, like I'm listening to a podcast and a movie gets mentioned and I'm like, oh, I want to watch that movie now. And, you know, I'm cleaning and some idea for a game pops into my head, and it's like, I'm always getting this creative energy, but like, then you only have so much time to focus it. So like here on Hermitcraft, it's a constant experience of getting inspired, but hey, the game is slow and you only got so much time to do this thing that's in front of you right now. So So we crack on with the thing that's in front of us, right? And we take care of business. Sir, thanks a lot. Thank you for 102 months. Where did I go skiing? I went skiing to Schladming in Austria. Very cool. Also, amazing facilities. Had a bathroom that was like a mini sauna. You could just stand in there and get really warm. There was also a sauna that was baking hot. I mean, the hottest sauna I've ever been in. I absolutely sweated it out in there. It was great. Yeah, the facilities really helped me recover every day. That was something I discovered a little whiles ago. It was like, ooh, sauna makes skiing day after day a heck of a lot easier. Sounds like a Finnish sauna, says Mayskull. I don't know the difference. It was like a regular sauna that I've been in before. It was just turned up hotter. They also had a steam room that wasn't crazy hot, but it was really nice to relax in. Swedish and Finnish saunas are very different, and big places often have both. This one you could sit maybe like 6 people in, maybe a bit more, but like then it would probably get, I think even 6 it might be a bit uncomfortable. No room to lie down, but there's room to lie down if no one else is in there. It was just turned up. It was just a lot hotter than the one I'd previously been in. You saw the picture on Twitter and thought that looks so Austrian. Yeah, the beautiful Alps. Had to share a picture there. Slytro, thank you for 64 months. That is a stack. Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. By the way, look what I did, peeps. I gave some puffer fishes a home. And that's where they reside now, right? Anyway, what's next for this fantastical building that we're doing? I'm starting to carve out the picture of it in my mind. It's kind of funny because when we're done with this, we move on to Locklands, and I've got a very clear image of something big and bold to do over there. But my priority right now is this area, and it's starting to come together. I just may not have the actual supplies here for the next bit of building that I want to do. This looks like it might be it. No. I need to go fish out some building material. Oh, I could have placed some of those. Let's go fish out some building materials. And put these things away for the time being, since... Oh, actually, I think I was still working on a little bit of that. Yeah, this bit over here, I got to like here, and I was like, not sure what to do, but we'll come back to that later. We're going to go pick up some supplies for the bit that's in my mind's eye. Okay. And before we go, I need to make a note, so let's grab the notepad. Kraken Bubble, thank you for gifting a sub to Blood Viper. I appreciate your generosity, my dude. Very kind of you. We always appreciate the gifting of subs. Thank you so much. So what I want to avoid is... I thought there was another block here. Cobble Tough Stone Andesite. Okay, so like those are my blocks to avoid in my next build palette. You thought someone pranked me, Heart Gamer, because you could hear the pufferfish, yeah. No, I'm the one who put them there. We actually picked them up at the end of the last one. X, are you ever going to do another Lethal Company video or stream? That was so much fun to watch. I'd love to do one. I might mention it to Imp and Skiz at some point, but, you know. We'll see, we'll see. Maybe they'll want to do another one. I don't know. But, you know, I kind of want to do a little bit of everything, and... At the moment, I'm gonna try and like just focus on what's in front of me. Bear818, thank you so much for 40 months. I apologize for skipping you. It was totally intentional. I just wanted to see if you were paying attention. You know, because usually you're not, Bear. Jeez, I mean, you know. I am not forgiven. Oh, dang it. Well, jeez. Seems you're paying attention now. Ooh, that might be a bit crazy. That might be insane in the membrane. So I wanna go with some dark blocks here. Bear is always sassy, says the Kraken Bubble. I don't know where she gets it from. I don't know. Sniper1974, thank you for 105 months. Very much appreciated, my dude. Ooh. Ooh, blocks of, like, whoever uses blocks of coal when they're building? This guy. This guy. Today, anyway. Yeah, maybe we go with like a basalt. Something between those. Did I just sniper? I just read it, didn't I? 105 months. Thank you so much, my dude. Fragrant Badger. Thank you for 19 months. Happy New Year. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. I had an amazing Christmas. I had a Christmas where I realized that I did not make the most of it and that I want to make more of it. And I came away from it feeling like next year I'm going to do more. I'm going to take more time off. I'm going to make cool stuff happen. I got ideas, peeps. I'm already writing down in my notebook ideas for next Christmas. People are going to be entertained, I think. Yeah, this is like blatantly more than I need. And I know it, so I'll put a little bit back. Just a little bit. Then a few minutes later I'm going to find out, oh yeah, actually, no, it turns out you're doing a lot of building, mate. Where was the mud? I think any more than 4 will overcomplicate it. So we got 2 stacks of each of those, and I think that's going to do a cool job. Chrysalis, thank you so much for the Prime subscription. Appreciate you using that on me. Welcome to the stream. Hope you have a good time with us today. Stick around. We'll be looking at pictures of the Alps later today. Thank you. Now I've got to listen to Cypress Jill. I love Cypress Jill. Oh, yeah. I wish I could come up with some clever little quip related to Jill, but I can't. My brain's just like, it's funny, but I'm gonna, that'll do. There you go. That'll do. Have that. Yeah, Cypress Hill, one of my first ever favorite bands. One of the first. Just became obsessed with them. Just made this account a few minutes ago to watch this stream. It feels like the people here know each other personally. Is that the same for every channel? I would also love to know which all hermits stream here so that I can go and follow. If you go to hermitcraft.com, there'll be links to all of the hermits. You can find their Twitch links there. Quite a few of the other hermits do streaming, and I think you'll find within Hermitcraft, you'll find communities of people who know each other in the Twitch chats. There's a lot of Patreon communities, Discord servers. We have a lot of community-oriented spirit. Do you know what? Now I come back here, I think I might have actually gotten too little. I kind of thought this was not a lot, and now I look at it, I'm like, actually, it's quite a bit. It's quite a bit. So the idea is that I have to build this on the outside of this stone, and I didn't think it was a lot, but that's okay. That's okay, yeah. Should have checked before I went. Because not only am I placing blocks like here, I want to remove that stuff. So it's going to be a lot. So we're going to start where it's like easier. And there's an important question to ask here. Like, do we want our gradient to slope with it? I don't think I do. I think I want to put... I think I want to do it like this. So our basalt color here is going to be around this height, right? So it's literally going to be up here. And then you're going to have that block come in. Like that. And then... Yep, that's how we're going to do it. I've decided that's it. So that section right there is kind of done. And then, yeah, you can see I've planned some little beams to come out. Not quite sure how to do that. Feels like it might end up being a little bit flat. And then we're going to have to build other stuff behind it. It's gonna take a lot to figure out. I think we might need another block above this one as well. Yeah, if you go further on Twitch, though, I couldn't comment on the quality of communities. I do know there's a lot of Twitch culture that I don't particularly vibe with, so I don't see a lot of what I would personally be looking for in those places. Becca says, I don't have a clue who all these people are, or that odd voice that's talking over chat. You're just in a chat with a bunch of people, don't know who they are, and there's some odd voice. Geez, sounds riveting. Yeah, this feels right. Just go down a little bit here. If we zoom out for the big picture, I think it'll work. Shush, Mr. Stream, we were talking here. It says autoclicker. Sorry, did you want some silence? Yeah, the Hermitcraft Reddit can be pretty strict. I'd say it's a lot more chill in streams. You get to recognize people pretty quickly. Let's see. I want my shovel here. Dilly-dallying. Let's get my shovel. Whee! We're trying to vibe, but the voice just won't go away. Dang it, that voice. Oh. Talking about stuff. It's not what I come here for. Oh, no. I want to watch the Minecraft. I don't want to hear it. Dude, why did I come up here again? Shovel, shovel, shovel. Shovel. You looked at it and then you looked away. Whoops. Hey. Thought I swapped that. Right, what do we think of this? I feel like I might be making a mistake, but this is very appealing, the like rockiness. I think we may need a bit of that or something to shape up the grass. We've got to remember we are actually building a wall here. I'll probably end up adding some other shapes over the top of this, I think. That's how we'll make it work. So somewhere down at this level is where I want some coal to start appearing. So we're going into here. So maybe like there. And then we come forward and build, whoops, on these spots. This is where the coal gets absolutely sucked up. Look at that little sniper. Just half a block of gap and it's like bam, right to the head. Okay, so I do want a little bit of variance here. Let's come up higher. And then we're going to need like a check in a moment to see if the see if it feels right or not. Okay, we're kind of back to no, that's a whole different thing right there. Yeah, and then we'll be up to around here somewhere, so let's get in some blocks. Yo, we got a sub bomb coming in from the one, the only, the legendary Angry K9. DMR Digital, Mr. J Buggy, I am Sweetie, Nikes the Knight, Wandering Mask. Y'all been gifted subs, be sure to say thanks in the chat. Very much appreciate it, my dude. Thank you for the witness, by the way. I'm considering playing that on stream. I love my puzzle games. I played a few good ones while I was away, traveling. That is something else, by the way. That is something else to talk about. Like how we spend our time, even when we're doing things, you know, hey, I'm on a plane being entertained or whatever. I played a lot less on my Steam Deck than I thought I would. I took a bit more time to absorb where I was and take things in a bit more on this holiday. And I'm really thankful that I did that, actually. There were a lot of times when I could have, you know, played on my Steam Deck instead of looking out the window, that kind of thing. And another thing is I used my phone very little this holiday. You know, you're sitting on in a gondola going up, no one's talking. I just decided to take it in and stare out the window, like, and just be like, you don't live here. This is an amazing place. Like, take it in. Take it in. And I really appreciated doing that. Badger, thanks for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. How was my ski trip? Absolutely fantastic. Amazing weather, amazing slopes. Probably one of the best ones I've been on. It just turned out great. Yeah, it's a bit wild, this fade it needs something else around it. I think we're gonna have to build in like some sort of rocky formations eventually. Don't think I'll focus on that today, as I kind of want to barrel onwards with what I've got in mind here. Okay, that'll do. Ha! You missed, you newbie. It's your first day, isn't it? But yeah, Angry, thank you again for the game, my dude. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Did you say it was on my wish list? I decided to like just start adding stuff to my wish list that catches my interest, as opposed to having stuff on there that I'm like waiting to play. Because I just feel like you need to let go of stuff a little bit more. I don't like how I've created like these mental lists of things in my head. They feel like weights, like, oh, I've got to do that, I've got to do this, got to play this game, got to play that game. So now I just like, I add stuff if it piques my interest. So like if ever I start thinking, what was that thing I saw that time? Like, at least it's on a list, I can go find it. So for whatever reason, that game piqued my interest at some point in time. So I put it on the list. I think it's because it's a puzzle game. Puzzle games genuinely tend to get my attention. And that is not the last block. Oh, look at that. Looks like we might be able to do the thing with 2 stacks after all. Yeah, it definitely needs something a little bit more. And that it might actually be pillars. And the pillars could be basalt. And they could lead up to these little bits here. Maybe we can do some other stuff. But I like this. I have never really built like this before in this game. I'm just trying to do it different. I opened your Steam profile a month ago, saw the game, and a week later it was 3 on one of the Steam stores. I think it's called Kill Knight. Looked fun. Yeah, I see. I can't even remember because I just add stuff now. If there's ever a moment when I really don't know what to do and I want to buy like a new game to play, I'll just go look at that list and pick something. We got Chimera Dev here for 26 months. Welcome back. Hope you had a lovely trip. Happy New Year's. One day, you want to see the snow too. It can't really snow here, aside from up high in the volcano. Around 3,200 to 3,007 meters tall. Dang. The highest point I went to was just under 4,000. And I've got some incredible pictures of some amazing stuff to show you later in the stream when it comes to that. By the way, we've got 666 viewers tuned in. Is Evil X here? What's happened? You haven't had snow in 19 years, says Blooming Cow. Yeah, unfortunately you have to travel for snow. By the way, it snowed here in the UK when I got back. Brought the weather with me. Drove home in very snowy conditions. That was another moment where I just decided to take it in a bit more. I've been meditating for like 2 months straight now. And it's really having some positive effects. And I just find myself feeling like so much more content with like paying attention to what's going on in your immediate vicinity. It's a really weird, strange thing, but I don't know, it's like giving me this calmness and just an appreciation of like what's happening. Because like, everyone's just on their device all the time now, these days. I noticed it at Christmas. It just kind of, like, took away some of the magic. Instead of doing stuff together, everyone's just sitting on a device. And, I was guilty of that. So on my ski trip, I was like, right. No device. Keep that phone in your pocket. I mean, I used it a little bit here and there, of course. But for the most part, I just decided not to doom scroll or look for random stuff. Like, I just stayed present, even in boring situations. It was just, I don't know, something nice about that. 2 planes declared emergencies earlier in Manchester due to the snow. 1 plane actually ran out of fuel waiting for the airport to open up and had to divert to Dublin. Shout out to the ground crew with the snowplows. Dang, that's crazy. That is crazy. When I get too into working on the PC, I like to walk it out and go sit with my cat for a bit. Helps you work faster. Yeah, we need that. We need that like ebb and flow, a little bit of balance. Can't be like full pelt all the time, right? Kiyuma says, my brain is constantly buzzing with thoughts. I need to go back to meditating. Do it, my dude. Just set a note for like later today or tomorrow. Just start. Just start. Keep it simple. You struggle with meditation, you've got ADHD, and should be helpful for everybody, but especially people having a hard time adjusting their focus in general. But it's kind of the opposite at the same time. Glad to hear it does something for you. Yeah, like why wouldn't you struggle, right? Like, you're doing it on hard mode, but if something is harder for you, don't let that be a reason to give up, you know? Do the hard things. The hard things can be rewarding. I mean, choosing to do that is a big step, and if you can do it, hopefully it'll be rewarding for you. What if that pillar is just a detailed potion bottle? Hey, dude, this is the thing. I've been thinking about turning this into a water barrel of some sorts. I feel like I want a little bit more than just this. Maybe some iron bars or something to go along with it. I am the Doctor. Thank you ever so much for 29 months. Very much appreciated. Thank you for using the Amazon Prime on me. Hope you're enjoying the stream, my dude. There are other like trapdoors, like spruce trapdoors. I don't have them with me. Might go good, but I think I want something with a little more transparency. Ooh, I made a mistake. I should know better than that. Maybe bits of glass, like this stuff, might work. I'll try that. Chains look great with basalt. Dude, coming in with the suggestions, are you? Just gonna rock up in with that one. That sounds like an amazing idea. Wall blocks. Wall blocks? Yeah, which one? Deep slate? That might work as... Oh, I'm gonna go grab some of that. We'll mess around a bit. You love how organised the shulkers are? They're totally worth getting organised. It's a total game changer, I tell thee. I tell thee. Okay. Okay. Talk about being on the phone all the time. I literally just pick it up for no reason to scroll through it again. That's a habit I really need to break, says Heart Gamer. Yeah, I used to do that a lot, and now I can't help but like notice when I'm doing it. I think I still do it probably a lot, but like I just realize that it creates like, because it's always like giving you something, it creates too much of that. Part of life is like not doing everything. You can't do everything in life, right? There's some stuff you will miss out on. And I feel like a lot of being connected in that way kind of presents you with stuff you'll probably never get around to. So I've been trying to be a bit more selective with my time, like what videos am I going to watch, because there's all this stuff on my YouTube feed where it's like, oh, I want to do that, oh, I want to do this, but then I spend like too much time watching YouTube videos, and then I get annoyed that I like haven't taken the time to write some music or something. Like I'm trying to I feel like what's on the phone more often than not is not doing, it's like passive participation or something. It's about that thing that you're interested in, but you're not doing it. You know, so if I watch some video about something I'm vaguely interested in, it's not quite the same as doing something that I am really into. FOMO can stop you from living. Just do you, says Becca. Yeah, someone mentioned TikTok. Right, we've got 2 threads open. We'll come back to TikTok in a second. I got a TikTok story for you. You limit your YouTube time, otherwise you'll just end up watching drummers. Here's the thing. Do you want to drum yourself? Like, what about drumming, learning to drum instead of just watching it? Like, is that something you'd want to do? I don't know. But that's the kind of thing I'm getting at. You do drum. Good for you. I have a drum kit. I don't really use it too much, but I might start using it again because I want to write some music. That's one of the things I learned over this Christmas. It was just like, I really love doing this, and it feels like it's time. Right, so we've got a TikTok thing to talk about, and the other thing, what message fired it off for me? FOMO, that was it, yeah. Primaverol, whose name I probably absolutely butchered. Thank you for using the Prime subscription. 7 months, that's amazing. Appreciate you, thank you. Yeah, the thing about the fear of missing out. Life throws you endless possibilities, okay? Right, you know, just start writing down all the things you could do with your life. The list would be endless. You have no time to do it all, right? That can easily make you feel like a little anxious, maybe. Oh, I don't get to go do all these fantastical things. But like, hey, you're alive. You already won the jackpot. You get to choose. You get to do some of these things, right? Shouldn't be about like, there's so much to do and you don't get to do it all. Uh-oh. Quicker. Quicker than that. Whew. That could have been bad. That could have been bad. You get to do, you know, you get to do infinitely more than the people who never got to be born. So don't let like missing out weigh you down. Don't think of it as a negative. Think about all the things you do get to do. Get to be alive. You get to make some decisions. You get to do some stuff. No one can do it all. It's not about filling it up with as many things as you can do. It's about enjoying the ride. Okay. Hey X, you ever play Portal 2? Yes, I did. And I loved it. Right. Definitely feels like it benefits from having those things there. How far we can make this go, I don't know, but we are winging it and it is interesting. So I need to go pick up some more basalt, it seems. Yuck. Got inventory clutter again. Oh. I used to get upset about missing an X stream and that I'd missed something, but now I don't now. Lol, says Becca. Oh, my poor little feelings. No, that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I thought actually, for some reason, I thought you were going to say something like, you get upset about missing a gig. that's something that like, but can bum. Actually, you know what? Like again, just shifting perspectives. I used to get like some like upsetting nostalgia over like watching, I don't know, like Metallica concerts from the 80s, and it's just like, oh, to have been there. But like, hey, I get to know that happened. I get to like see a video about it on YouTube. Let's stop making this negative. Like, you know. Is it Seattle 89? That's like one heck of a concert. You get to watch it on DVD, man. That's amazing. That is literally amazing. At some point, it's good to grieve all the lives you are not living, so you can move on and actually live the one you're in, says Anik Noir. That is a really cool quote. I like that. I mean, I'm assuming it's a quote. If you wrote that right now, just put it somewhere on the internet and attribute yourself, because that is awesome. That is really well worded. Gigs are a different matter. Missing new music is even worse. Right, but missing, you know... But think of all the music you get to hear. Concert FOMO is so real. Constantly getting FOMO from missing Ghost's last up concert. Yeah, I get it. Not so much anymore, but yeah. I used to get depressed about X leaving the boring days behind, but then I remember I can go back and rewatch them all. Hello, YouTube. I mean, it's just happened. I just don't talk from that space anymore. I know by following you for years that you're a very reflective person, always tweaking the status quo if it can be bettered. Yep, that's me. I'm always like reflecting and trying to do something about what's going on in my head. Trying to get it to a better place. It's like an endless little journey I'm on, I guess. 3. So what about there and there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got a feeling a gap of 5 might look better. Just trying to visualize it. Actually, I think 3. I think 3 is about right. But yeah, I'm always thinking and going through something, and then I just come here and dump it on all of y'all. So thanks for being my Twitch couch therapist. I believe FOMO started to affect my sleep at one point, but man, I do value my sleep, and so I just thought, hey, YouTube isn't running away in a second. Sleep now and rewatch later. This thought alone deleted the obsession over keeping up with every video out there, says Rain. Dude, man, take pleasure in skipping something, right? Because I know what you're talking about. Like, my YouTube watch later list used to haunt me. It's like, oh, but that thing and this thing, and now I just get way more selective. Way more selective, way more happier to skip if something, like, doesn't feel right. Like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be, let's move on. And then, do you know what it comes back to for me? It comes back to listening to music. Right, the activity that, like, is never wrong is just listening to tunes. And so, I'm way more selective with my time now. Right, I think around here what we want to do is, like, introduce a bit of a notch to a different building pattern. And we kind of set ourselves up to do that. And I think that these pillars will sort of continue going outwards. We'll mess around with chains and glass later. My question is, like, what color comes next? Because I think what I want to do with this big ring is create a sense of storage for water. That's kind of what I was thinking. Oh, I love this challenge we've set for ourselves. Just figuring it all out as we go. It's good fun. Zombie Mail, welcome to the stream. We've also got Mizu Guru 123 subscribing. Welcome aboard, and Above the Line official for 6 months. Hope that I'm doing well. Thanks so much for your well wishes. I'm doing good. Sucks because music is such a big part of my life, says the Cat Dragon. Is there a message before this? You tried the music thing, but it compulsively raised the volume until your ears hurt. You gotta work on that, my dude. Just set a limit on it. I don't know. I don't have that. I do recall in the past, like, turning the volume up of, like, a bit much, and then kind of being like, oh, you know, like, let's turn this back down. But then it's like, oh, I feel it more when it's loud. But with time, I think, I don't know. I find a reasonable volume to listen to stuff at. Giant water bottle, says H2O Hard. I thought about that a lot, but I think the shape of the stuff that it's attached to kind of makes it hard to have a big tank that you want to look all the way into. I was actually thinking that this would interact with the redstone, which actually, now that I look at it again, it kind of doesn't. There's actually a big space here to do that if I wanted to. Huh. Well then, we might do that. We might end up doing that. So the question is, like, what material goes in this space? I can kind of picture some of the stuff for this. I think the height here is a bit much for what we want to do. We'll probably find a way to balance that and then put something on top of it as well. You turn the volume up until you get yelled at by your parents for not listening. Oh, I know that attitude. X, have you listened to Evil Anvil's For Life series songs? Do you have any opinions? I have not listened to that, no. Tough bricks to blend with the copper. Maybe. The thing is, I kind of use tough on this bit. Do you know what? I could see it working because it kind of blends some of the things we've already done together a little bit more. Could possibly use a bit of copper here as well. That is an interesting idea. The tough building palette gives us a fair few options as well. What's going on in this inventory, I say? It requires analysis. No. Do not clutter. We do not want junk. These blocks we'll come back to later. Yes. Now I am happy. That is better to look at. I'm not using that right now, or that. What just happened? Or that either. There we go. Oh, much more organized. Very good. Very happy. Right. Tough blocks. Do I have some open over here somewhere? Let's get some then. Hey, Steph Taz, I'm glad you like the build. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. You can make the water tank into the shape of a potion. I'm not gonna. Oh, yeah. Actually, now that you say it, I kind of get that picture of like the glass shape. Yeah. That would kind of be pretty peak. That would kind of be peak awesome for this, wouldn't it? Right. I feel like maybe that one of these ones because we've used this. We've used the other two already in different contexts. Yeah, so there's going to be like this flatness shape in between this stuff. I don't know quite how that's going to work. We'll probably need to bring a lot more than just tough blocks to it, but I can work with that for now. The thing is, I think like we don't want to make an actual bottle, but I can see what y'all are getting at. I think it's one of those things if I'd have planned it. Yo! Hanging out up there, are we? Fair enough, fair enough. If I'd have planned all of this out way more in advance, this bottle would be a fair bit smaller, I think. There is still the option of doing that, but then we start to open up gaps. Gaps can be filled in. Maybe. Let's place down the tough blocks. See if we like them or not. Night Elf 23, thank you for 49 months. And above the line official, I'm not sure if I read yours out or not, so thank you again. I think I read it out, maybe? We got Burt Potato here for 48 months. Then we got Dan Metroid Arnold here for 15, saying, I know 5 days late, but Happy New Year, X. Not sure how else to express this, but I hope this year ends up being better for me than the last 5 did. I hope so too, my dude. Whatever you've been through, I hope it turns around. I mean, we should always be wishing for a better year than the last one, right? But yeah, sounds like you've been through some things. I hope we can turn it around. Big potion bottle seems cool if you think it's worth the effort. I think it's a great idea. I just, because I haven't planned it, I look at it and I kind of think, yikes! Like, this could look really bad if I don't get the proportions right. So, one thing at a time. Let's get this like solid foundation here, and then step back and see if we like it or not. Okay. Oh, look, the blocks are slightly higher here. I'm happy I noticed. Yeah, I could see this working pretty well, actually. Needs like a lip or something at the front there. I don't really want to use tough blocks. I want to use something else. There is also the American water towers with the metal bands. I'd thought about that a little bit. I thought about that, yep. I think that might make more sense. But we do have the walls up the top to consider, because they kind of like bring a bit of that Minecraftiness to it. I was saying that's like a fine trim, and do you know what? Hanging signs are pretty cool for making trims. I could see some hanging signs in there helping us out. But I can't help but feel that spruce would be the one to go for. This is where, like, you now have to go travel to get stuff, right? But luckily for me, I mean, I can do stuff on demand if need be. So I've decided that it need be. Let's take about that much. I've already got... Oh, no, wait. I've got the wrong idea in my head. Of course I have. Why would I do anything the right way around? That's not very Xisuma, is it? Stab hello. Thank you for 2 months. Have a great day, everyone. I hope you have a great day too, my dude. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the nice message. Ah! Did the wrong thing. Is that the new resin brick on the side? Yes, it is. Decided to build with it already over here. Dark oak, yeah, dark oak would probably be a better fit, actually, now that you mention it. We'll do some of that as well then, you know, since you suggested it. How do I feel about super grindy games that you can sink hundreds of hours into, says the cat dragon. I'm not so keen on it. It's one of the things I least like about Minecraft, but lately I've been trying to embrace it a little bit. Because, you know, I adore playing on Hermitcraft. But to me, I feel like what you do with your time is important. You only got one life. And you should ask yourself the question of, like, why are you doing this thing, right? So if I play a game like Factorio, it can draw you into this grindy, time-consuming, kind of dopamine run of just doing one thing after another and over again. But when I get to what I actually like about it, it's when there's a puzzle I have to solve using things in the game. It's like Redstone. It's like, I want to achieve this outcome. How do I put these things together to do it? And I haven't been playing the game much lately. I think I'm over my little obsession with it. I got it out of my system. But when I do fire it up and play it a little bit, I find myself very bored of the grind, but very interested in little challenges I can set for myself. Like, oh, I need to design a spaceship that can go out here and do this task. And so it's like, now I've got to put all the pieces together. And I like being in that brain space where you're thinking about stuff like that. That is fun to me. That is not where that's supposed to go. So yeah, like getting at why you're doing what you're doing is, I think, really important. Answering that question. That is a very nice little detail there. It also links up with that, which is pretty cool. You've not been able to find any good games to play, says Queen Mercury. Maybe like games isn't the thing to do right now, alright? Maybe there's something else that could be calling you. X, have you ever considered playing hardcore Minecraft, or have you already had one? No, never appealed to me, because I don't like dying in this game. And the idea of just everything that I've been working on disappearing because I died just doesn't appeal to me. Have I played the Room series? Yep, there's a VOD of it on my second channel. Quick question, any chance you'll be putting a mid-season Hermitcraft map out? That is not something that we do, so no. Let's see. Let's see. Scaffolding! It's not actually not yet, it kind of distracted me, but I wanted some scaffolding. You like to listen to various podcasts or videos about aviation while you play grindy games. Weirdly enough, I only grind the one game I like so I can decorate my in-game house, says the cat dragon. Yeah, in-game house, yeah. See, for me it's like, then I would ask, is which bit really means something? Is it the decorating bit? Because that's like, you know, being creative and whatnot. Or is it the grindy bit? My answer with games tends to be there is a balance, but like I'm usually into the creative part, not the grindy part. That's why I enjoyed Satisfactory so much, because I didn't really like do much other than build. And that was a lot of fun. X, can you tell me one or more of your favourite movies? Nowadays I'm watching tons of thrillers with plot twists, also horror movies. What are you into? Can you give some recommendations if you don't mind? Oh, I don't know. I love movies and there's so many of them. Like, a lot of my favourites are just the classics from... If you go on International Movie Database, I've watched a lot of the top 100 on there, enjoyed that. I used to be really into horror movies and find all these like niche, obscure ones that are really interesting, but off the top of my head, I don't know. I don't really like retain the names of them very well. I can tell you one of my favourite movies though, Dead Poets Society. I absolutely love that movie. I tend to like dramas, like really impactful movies about like people and stories, and character arcs are a big thing I'm drawn to. You can probably count on one hand the hermits who aren't playing Satisfactory. I think there's more than 5 hermits that aren't playing Satisfactory. I think there's like maybe 10 of us tops that are playing it. The game isn't about decorating the house, it's really just a side feature that wasn't meant to be taken seriously. That being said, most of the player base jokes that character fashion and decorating the house is the true end game. Yeah, well, I don't know what game you're on about, so it's hard for me to picture it, I guess. Yeah, I mean, like, a grind game is, like, taking up your time, and I'd be careful about those kind of games, I think. Have you seen Fight Club? Oh, yeah, love Fight Club. That's a classic. Donnie Darko is another one I really liked when I was young. I really want to watch again. The Butterfly Effect, another one from that era. Yeah, movies are great. Love movies. I'm watching one right now, actually. The way I watch movies is just when I sit down to eat, I put something on. And there was a new World War II movie on Netflix called Number 24. It's really good so far. Really liking it. The Butterfly Effect was really good. 100%, right? Queen of the Damned. I've never seen that one, but I learned of its, like, new metal soundtrack, and that is, like, the one reason I might watch it one day, but maybe not. Because it will just give me that hit of nostalgia from when I was a kid and new metal was all the rave, and somehow just being a part of the pop culture. I don't know how that happened, but it did. It would be nice to have the top of the hanging signs in the game without the actual signs underneath. It would, wouldn't it? It would be really nice to have that. I was not expecting Fight Club to be so good. I no longer judge any movies before I see them. Yeah, how could you? Like, you gotta go watch it to find out. You watched Donnie Darko recently and found yourself fascinated with it. It's a fascinating movie, isn't it? It gives you a lot to think about. Most of the time, when a soundtrack is your drive to watch a movie, it stinks. I don't quite think I understood what you said there. Right, so I kind of feel like we could put some dark oak trapdoors on top of that, or some of these copper bits. Yeah, it kind of feels to me like, I don't know. We just need to keep placing blocks, I think. Things are going in a good direction. Sometimes you don't quite have, like, the full picture, but you don't need it. You just got to keep going. You missed the ski trip story, didn't you? I told little bits about the skiing trip. I could tell you some more if you want. Like, how I didn't fall off the whole trip until the very last day. This is funny because I can't remember if it was like the first or second day, but basically I fell over after I put my skis on, moved, and then came off. Like, it was so quick, and I was just so not expecting it. You know, I wasn't going down the slope or anything. I was literally just, like, getting ready to move. That's because my bindings hadn't fit. So, that happened once, fair enough. It happened a day or two later, and then it was like, okay, I need to, like, really check the bindings when I set them. And after that, it wasn't a problem again, you know. I'm in there shaking the skis, making sure they're properly connected, all that kind of stuff. That was kind of funny, though. That was kind of funny. So I'd fallen over twice, but it didn't count. I've never done a ski trip without falling over proper. And I thought this was going to be it. I never mentioned it. I'm like, this is going to be the one. I'm not going to jinx it. Anyway, last day. There I am, whizzing down the slopes, going really fast. I don't know if I would have blame or not, but I would hold up my hand and say I was going fast. And maybe, you know, I should be in a bit more control. Because I didn't see this other person. We both seemed to just turn into the same space and then both try to stop and, like, collide. Not too bad. Bumped into each other, hit the ground. I was, you know, apologizing. They were apologizing. And then we moved on. It happens. You know, you're going to bump into other people. But I would say, because with this ski trip, I found myself skiing a lot faster than I'd ever done before. Something had really clicked with going down the slopes. you know, something about the technique. I don't know quite how to describe it, but it really clicked, and I was able to like go down a lot faster and a lot more confidently. So that happened on the last day. Oh, well, there you go. But then later on in the last day, I hit a patch of like really rough ice and just like spun around and came off, and I was just like lying on the floor laughing. I was like in a Tangord, done a 360 or something. Did someone recognise you, says AM Dean. Oh, loads of people recognised me in my ski gear. Yeah. Yeah, I could just, yeah, it's something about the eyes through the goggles just probably popped. Loads of people. Oh, X! Good to see you here, you know. Happens a lot when I go skiing. So yeah, what else happened? Like, just loads of amazing slopes, great skiing conditions. When you ski, like, you kind of start by learning the pizza or the plow, depending on like what era you learn skiing. They change the name of stuff. You kind of start with that, and then you kind of like upgrade to parallel, where you start to learn to turn and move your legs together, like keep them side by side, and then that gets like pretty refined to the point where you're doing your whole turns with your like skis together, and that's kind of what clicked for me. I was really like turning fast and getting comfortable with my skis pointing further downhill, so you're like racking up a lot of speed and moving fast. That's kind of what clicked for me this ski trip. So I hurtled it down one slope at 70 kilometers per hour, I think, and at another part in a trip with Strava tracking our speed, I think we hit 60 miles per hour at one point. And there was a bit where I was going down a slope, and all I could hear was like this whistling sound in my ears, and that was crazy. That was definitely got a little out of control here and there, little bit out of control. But that's part of the fun of it, right? I think. Hey, do you know what I want to do? I think I want to have this wall here kind of like be a step behind this so that we can do that. And then give these things a little bit more shape. I think that's how we're going to roll. You probably put more pressure on the front of the ski, says Tannenbaum. So you put your weight onto one side at a time. And the side that you're putting your weight on is the one that you're either like turning into, or is the ski that's like facing downhill. And even when you're going air quote straight down the hill, you're sort of tilting your legs. So there's always one ski in front of the other. That's kind of how it works. Stravelo, thank you so much for 2 months. And I think I read it. I'll read it again. Burt Potato, thank you 48. We got Mr. Doggington 100 here, subscribing with that Prime. My dude, thanks for using the Amazon Prime on me. I appreciate it. Peeps, stick around. We'll probably get to some footage of the skiing and stuff like that soon, since we're waffling on about it. Schladming is where I went skiing. Amazing weather. No wind. No, like the temperature was cold, but, you know, manageable. Very manageable. I've skied in some terrible conditions before compared to this. So it reminded me that the weather, I think, can make a huge difference on a trip. Okay, there and there. What is the worst conditions you skied in? The first ski trip that I went on for a very, very long time was like 2016. And we're talking slushy snow, because it was just awful over there. Rain, like just getting soaked and like wringing out the gloves in freezing cold temperature. Like, it was so bad, and it could have so like easily have made me go, I don't want to do this, this sucks. But I was just so like wrapped up in how cool skiing was that I wanted to go again, despite the fact these conditions were terrible. My dad, because I go skiing with my dad, he was thinking like, oh, little X ain't gonna come ski again, like this is pants. And I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. Yeah, I got quite fortunate that didn't turn me off it. And then since then I've been on ski trips with like mixed weather, really good stuff. But the clear skies, and just no wind is really good. Really, really good. Schlabming is where you first learned snowboarding 25-ish years ago. Oh, wow. I don't really have an appetite for learning to do snowboarding because I can already ski, and I feel like the experience will be mostly similar, but different in its ways. But yeah, but watching the snowboarders, it looks really cool. It looks like it's got like a similar thing to skiing with like balance and momentum, but would probably feel very different. Yeah, I watched some of the snowboarders. There was not a lot of them, by the way. It was something I noticed. There was not a lot of snowboarders. When I went to Ishgal, there were loads of them. Ishgal, even. Yeah, there were loads of them there, but not at this one. Gotta get rid of that one little block, otherwise I won't like how it looks. Skiing is easy to start but hard to master. Snowboarding is the other way around. I'm not sure I'd agree with that. I have heard that said a lot before, right? I can't comment on snowboarding, but I was thinking about it. I think skiing, in comparison to snowboarding, it's the easier one to start. Definitely the easier one to start. Have I heard of Rammstein? I was singing Rammstein songs to myself as I was skiing. Yeah, I've heard of Rammstein. I don't know how that happened, but I think it's probably just hearing like the Austrian German language, and then I just started thinking about Rammstein. Like the problem with skiing is that I think there's quite a high barrier of entry. Like, it can be very daunting to learn, and ski trips are like expensive. And, you know, you can go out there and have really bad weather and skiing conditions if you're unfortunate. So there's quite a few things that I think can trip you up if you're like getting into it, because it can be a bit slow. But once you're like over the hump and you've experienced like some skiing with, you know, good weather and whatnot, like it's such a great experience. And it's more than just the activity itself, right? So here's why I think it's so amazing. Also, skiing a sport, I think we call it a sport. I was out there doing sports by myself. Like one-man sport. I don't know. Like, who am I competing against? What do I think about black slopes? I went down one pretty fast this time. I like... It's not really black, red, or blue that I like. It's the right sort of condition and intensity. I'm a self-taught skier for the most part, and I'm not gonna say I'm any good because I'm probably pretty terrible. I reckon some actual skiers would watch me ski and be like, "How the heck are you staying up on your skis? Like, what are you doing? This is crazy." I don't know. I got a feeling that the way I ski is pretty ropey with the technique and stuff, but I get by. For me, like, it's when you hit these slopes with the right skiing conditions, I can really twist and turn quickly and keep going and just get into a groove. But there's so many things that like mess me up. Like when it gets a little too icy, I start to really kind of like skid, and I can't carve, for example. So I'm kind of at the mercy of that, which was something I learned to deal with on this trip, actually, was to lean into it a little bit more. So one of the things that tripped me up a lot on previous trips is when you skid along the skiddy ice, that's like the bashed piece underneath, or actual ice. What you want to do is you want to feel like you can turn and stop, but the ice takes that away from you. The skiddiness takes it away from you. What I learned this time is that if I embrace it a little, I can be in more control if I let it guide me along, if that makes sense. But that means I'm going faster forward. So you have to get comfortable going faster. So I found myself improving with that a little bit. But sometimes the choppy snow, I just can't deal with it at the end of the day. And so I could be on a blue and just going over all these bumps and just not really getting any speed or whatever and struggling to turn. And yeah, so there's like there's like a range of conditions, and some of the conditions really kind of like mess with my groove. I don't know. Due to extreme clumsiness, snow sports are sadly not for me, but I'd love to go again on a mountain trip in winter with snow everywhere. Yeah, Maddie, one of the things I want to do is go hiking, and I got to do that on the last day actually. I went for a really long walk. It was like 2 hours long, which was great. And I got some pictures of it. It was absolutely amazing. Started out skiing as a kid, but got into boarding in your 20s. Skiing is broken legs, boarding is broken wrists. Both are broken ribs. Yeah, I mean, it depends how you're doing it, right? Unfortunately, I haven't broken anything doing skiing. You have to trust the gear. That's the key to skiing, says Egbert. I'm definitely developing a little bit more trust with it, yeah. Do you have a skier's tan? Tanned face with big white goggles? No, I don't. I put on sun cream. I was prepared for that. I was prepared for some of that. I think I might try like something with copper blocks next. Don't know quite what, but I've got an idea. Yeah, these and some wax and that thing. Let's go find the wax. Maybe with this stuff directly behind it. Let's go ham. Let's go wild. Let's just do a thing. All this talk makes me pine for the French Alps. I don't know why, but I thought that was a joke. I think it's because there's lots of pine trees up there. Or what I think look like pine trees, and I'm not actually sure. Which is where I always used to go, says Eva Rocks. Yeah, I go to the Alps a lot for skiing. You've never gone skiing, but I would love to. Hey, look, if you want to do it, like, research, because you need skiing gear, and there's a lot to know about skiing, but, like, I really think it's worth trying if you can. And if you live near a modern indoor ski slope with, like, you know, like, basically a refrigerator with snow cannons inside of it, get lessons. Like, before you go on an actual trip, get some good skiing technique down, because you'll get so much more out of your first trip if you have learned the basics. I think this could look kind of good. Yeah, that is my like big tip if you are interested in skiing. I should have put these here first. Is that you get lessons in at an indoor slope. It's not the same as skiing out there on the slope, obviously, but like you could spend a lot of your trip practicing on the slopes. Have I ever been to one of the indoor places? Yeah, it's definitely like good for learning, because dry slopes are pretty poor. Dry slopes are like, this is the best we got. But now they got something better, so the indoor things, I think, pretty decent. But yeah, there's not just that as well, there's like the culture. So me and my dad we just want to ski as much as we can all day long. It's just straight up and down slopes and getting on ski lifts. You got to be relatively fit to be able to do that. So making sure you're in good shape before you go would help with something like that. But there's other stuff like taking in the views is incredible. The culture, if you're into drinking and nightlife, there's a lot of that up there. So there's other aspects to ski trips as well. Like some people go more for like the drinking and eating and being up there on the slopes than they do for the actual skiing, you know? I'm not one of those people, but goodness me, do I enjoy getting some food on the slopes and having some Austrian food. Some of the drag lifts can be really hard work, says Eva Rock. Yeah, a few of them can be a bit rough, but you can get used to them. I've fallen off of drag lifts. You can get some ropey ones, but if they're set up right, they should be pretty user-friendly. Like, a lot of learning areas have drag lifts to take you up like a few hundred meters and then like ski back down again. So on a ski resort, there is just, you know, chairlifts, gondolas, stuff taking you all over the place and really big long runs. But if you're like a newbie, you're basically probably going to spend a lot of time in an area next to a drag lift, so you can just sort of go up and down a very nice learning slope. So thanks a lot says, I've been skiing for 30 years now. I live in Austria and it's so convenient to go skiing whenever the weather is good. I can just recommend skiing to anyone who can afford it because it's become very expensive. Yeah, it is. It has become expensive. The prices have really shot up, sadly. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. I mean, the prices for everything have gone up, right? It's really frustrating. It's always been like a harder thing to do because it's pricey, but to just see it jump up again. What's my favorite Austrian skiing food? I would go with the dish that has like potatoes and bacon and ham in. I forget the name of it because that gave me like a lot of energy. I think those carbs are really good. Also, something like schnitzel with chips or pommes is pretty decent too. I think rather than do the whole thing, I think I should just focus on like this section over here for the time being. That's got a bit of charm to it, but like, what do we put on top of it next? What color goes in this gap is kind of what I'm thinking. Grossel, that sounds like it. Yeah, that's the one with an egg on top. Oh, I tell you what I did love. I had a plate of chips with sausages wrapped in bacon. That was really good. You live about 30 minutes from the most popular skiing place in your area, and yet you've never been. Dang, you should give it a go. Yeah, being able to drive. Did I learn some German? I learned to say Danke. That was about it. Or Dankeschön. Like, I'm terrible at learning. I learned one or two words. So, like, next time, I'm hoping I retain that knowledge. And I can throw a couple of extra words in the mix. Oh, is it Zebraken's English or something? Is like, do you speak English, I think. I got carbs. I finally got my food intake down to a normal amount. I just can't cut the carbs, says the cat dragon. Just try and shift what type of carbs you're getting, right? Like, there are healthier choices you can make. So try and reduce the sugary carbs. Get more stuff like starchy ones like potato in, or fibrous ones. That's kind of what I'd recommend. Because carbs are addictive. You do need them though. You do need like carbs in your diet. Just which ones? What do we want to put here, chat? I'm having a little bit of a. Do you know? I think actually I'll just go back to tough. Can we like maybe use a bit of this one? Yeah, no, I think we'll go back to tough. Do something like that. Get something like this going. The way you pronounce German is startling, and I barely speak it myself. I remember hearing you pronounce Rammstein song titles and having to put my head in my hands. Du hast, mate. Du hast. Du hast mich. Oh, it's exquisite. Shut up. So yeah, I'm kind of wondering if something like that would work. I think it almost does. Yeah. Hang little lights off of it as well. I think this is kind of looking kind of cool. So, yeah. All right, well, we'll rock and roll. We'll stick with this. X, please, I'm going to cry. No more German from you. What other Rammstein songs are there that I can murder? I might play a little bit of Rammstein later. I'm going to play some guitar after the stream today. The German in me died right there. I'm so sorry. Mayschool says, Sonna. Oh yeah, here comes the Sonna. Right? Here comes the sun or something. X, clearly you're a born German speaker. Gosh. Oh. Du hast, mate. I'm never going to hear that like that forever now. Yeah, Yeah, when you hear the song. That's a different song though, isn't it? Oh, I can play it on the guitar. Why can't I think of how it goes? Something like that. Do ast! Do ast, mate! Oh. Okay, I can picture just hearing that now and just being like annoyed. I apologise if I just ruined that song for you. So if we decide to keep all of this up here, that's a pretty wild looking build right now. Pretty wild looking build. Let's see if we can fill in a bit of this corner stuff, and then later on I can do the other bits while I relax and watch some Deep Space Nine. Oh, here we're gonna have like less trapdoory stuff, because you can't double up the trapdoors on the same block. So I think I might use the aged palette here or something. I guess I could do this in batch. I like the way that we then end up with the copper blocks touching. Oh, they're touching over here. Oh, no, wait, I'm supposed to do the thing below first. Now I've made it considerably more awkward. Considerably. Right, let's go get those other blocks. For over here, though, it's perfectly fine. I like the composition of the build from below. It looks really impressive while not being really massive in scale, says Stavalo. Dude, thanks for the feedback, man. I appreciate you saying that, because I am thinking a little bit like, oh, where's this going? How's it looking? As you can see, I've been playing the game for 5 minutes, and now the inventory looks disgusting. That'll do there. So then we won't put trapdoors on those ones, and then they just kind of blend in just the same. A little bit of contrast from the other side, but yeah. Just adds a little sparkle. That's kind of what it does. So that kind of means I can do the next bit straight away, which is a lot of these blocks. Might get a touch repetitive here. So I think I'll literally put it straight above for the first one. Ah, but look at that. We've got a different kind of thing going on here. So maybe... How did that happen? Maybe I should have done something different with the copper. I could kind of see myself drawing like, a line around it, maybe? Let's mess around with this. Like, when you build and you place blocks and there's shapes, you have like this propensity to sort of follow some existing thing. Whereas sometimes it's not actually what you need to do. You need to like add in a new shape or go in a different direction. Song name you're vibing. It should be written on the screen for you, right? But we're listening to some Rune Realms, whose music I absolutely adore. Very, very atmospheric. Scenic is the word I like to use. Probably more so than atmospheric. Scenic is the word I would use to describe their music. Really feels like it paints a picture. A lot of the time that picture can be relatively static. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I was kind of thinking one extra block to wrap around the front. You know what, I think I'll still do that. So something like this now. I mean, the fact that we're just, like, building and throwing stuff together, sometimes I think you can, like, overcomplicate what you're trying to do in your mind. And sometimes it's just like, hey, throw some stuff down, build something. See what happens. Does look a little bit odd, but maybe there's something there to it. Let's also go ahead and put in these blocks. Kind of cut off a little bit. Yeah, I think it's too much. I think you look at that and go to about here. Trim out those 3 blocks. Then peel it back a block. So all of this is going to come away now. And go to about here. Maybe actually even one more there? No. What would that look like? Nah, I think we'll leave it like that. Then they come forward to about here. Okay, a little bit of stone. Something like this. Let's go pick up those blocks, by the way. Because those trapdoors are precious. Girls of Doom, welcome to the stream. You missed all the Austria talk. Been talking about schnitzel. Du hast, mate. All sorts of things. I went to Schladming. And I got some pictures and videos to share later in the stream, peeps. Right, have I got all of it? Let's press F3 and B. There's some creeper down there. Don't you even, son. Don't you even. And away! Maybe add walls to ease the transition. Tough walls, yeah, I hadn't thought about that. They could be in the mix, maybe. I think I want to change a thing here. Just do that. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, it just means it kind of grows out from this bit here, which feels weird. I think the trick here might actually be to just put more basalt into the mix. Kind of works. Kind of works. Don't have the schnitzel. They're serving Schnauzer? Can you please say Gurkenoodle again? I want to savor that pronunciation. Gurkenoodle. I don't really like Gurkenoodle. The last time I tried some, I was all allergic to pudding. I was like, I will never eat pudding. This time my attitude's been more like, you know, when I'm on holiday, when I'm having a break from the normal, indulge a little. So at the hotel, they served a small dessert every day, which I enjoyed. And I tried a bit of Gurkenoodle out there on the slopes, and I was like, I'm just not really into this. It's like, it's weird because it's not that sweet. It's quite stodgy, and it's the kind of thing that I would normally go for. But I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. Oh, I need some more of those blocks, I guess. Need some more of those blocks. Huh, huh. Gotta jump. I never liked going canoodle either, says Curls of Doom. I tell you what. If they put raspberry in the middle, it would be slightly better. But I had one with plum in. I think I had strawberry last time. Yeah, I'm not that big on it. Gurm canoodle. Hey, I was told it was gurm canoodle, so you know, I read those words on the menu, and my brain gets all a bit fuzzy. What's this noodle we're talking about? Says Blooming Brain. It's like a suet dumpling thing with like vanilla sauce and cocoa powder on top. It's got plum inside. It's not really for me. I like my homemade ice cream. Takana says we need a compilation of all the word butchering. We used to have a Xisuma dictionary on the website, and oh my god, I can picture Spark. Dang it, I can almost picture the name. They haven't been around. Spangly Tea or something. What was their name? Spangleboo. Was it them or was it someone else? Someone with like a sparkly name or something used to maintain it, but then after a while it just, I don't know. All of that kind of ended. Yeah, so we do need a couple of trapdoors out the front here. Got a few trapdoors now, which means I need more honey. I probably ain't got enough, have I? Spangleboo. It is Spangleboo. Okay. Yeah. Took me a minute. I mean, I know who Spangleboo is. It's just, was it them or was it someone with a similar name that had sparkly or something in it? That's been doing this for so many years now. It all becomes a blur. Or maybe, there you go. See, look, I'm prepared. I'm prepared. You made some ice cream from lemon posset recently. Delicious. Lemon posset? What is that? Sounds cool. I haven't made any sorbet type ice creams, but I have recently cracked the formula for making some wicked peanut butter flavored ice creams, which I've been enjoying. Today I had a vanilla chocolate one. I hadn't had one of them in a week, and I absolutely loved it. I'm continually impressed at how much I enjoy the homemade ice cream. I am well and truly happy with my investment. Just joined the stream. What you building? Also, Jimmy for Hermitcraft. I mean, that's historically how people get added to Hermitcraft, right? Oh, I remember when someone says Skizzleman for Hermitcraft in chat. I was like, oh, I gotta add him now. Jeez. Gotta add him. Surprised people don't say stuff like that more. We'd have like so many members. Right, yeah, I can see, like, the shape is a bit weird, but that's fine. I don't know what the heck we're building here, really, but it's cool. What am I using to make ice cream? I use... The one fancy thing is xanthan gum to kind of, like, bind it a bit more, but basically milk, protein powder, and some sort of flavoring, like hot chocolate mix. Protein powder is usually where most of the flavor comes from. Sometimes I'll use chocolate milk to make it really chocolatey. Lemon pasta is a sort of lemon-flavored heavy ice cream. Or heavy cream, sorry. It sets after a while, but you can freeze it to make ice cream. I use an ice cream mixer to make it fluffy. Dang, I need to experiment again. It's been a while since I've experimented. I've got pretty good at making stuff that I like, so now, you know, experiments are in order. I think one thing I might start doing is making smaller portions. I feel like a lot of my food is like a big portion of this, a big portion of that. And I should like have a bit more diversity with my calories or whatever. Because one of the things that we had at the hotel was a buffet every day. Like a salad buffet type thing. I just realized, look, there you go. There you go. See, look, when I did all of this, that's why all of this didn't come together properly. I made a mistake. Oh, God, it's like I'm human. Okay, let's go and do that. So would that go across by one more? I think it would. And then the next one is just one block at this level, right? Then it goes up to that level. Let's change some things. Yeah, so, sorry, at the hotel there was like a buffet with every meal. And because of that, like I'd get quite a bit of like diversity, it felt like, you know? Lots of salady bits and extras. Let's do it like that. How do you feel about inviting the hermits 6 months before a new season went? Did it contribute to a slightly quieter end of season? Did it give the newcomers time to prepare? I don't know what you're referring to because that isn't a thing. Wait, do you mean? Oh, I think I know what you're getting at now. No, you're on about Skiz and Joel being a part of the group, like a long time before we announced it. I think it helped probably a lot. I think it's probably a nicer experience to be a part of the group behind the scenes. At the same time, though, like I wouldn't be surprised if they were like itching to come on and play. But you know, it hasn't been announced yet, that kind of thing. I think it went well. We've always tried to like learn and grow and go in a good direction together, and I think that was possibly just an example of us making a better decision. There was always this way of just, oh, new season, do you want to play? Like, I think for quite a lot of hermits in the past, it was a case of sort of finding out a few days before, like a season starts. Oh, you're part of Hermitcraft now. I think that's how it went down for like Ren and Wells. They would just, you know, get a message like, oh, season 4's starting, do you want to join? Yes. Alright, here's the IP, log on and play. Not quite like that, but you know what I mean. Hey, Moon734. Thank you ever so much for using your Prime subscription on me. Appreciate it, my dude. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for the Prime subscription. I mean, this thing over here is pretty much mostly done now, but I probably want to put a lot more detail onto it. Kind of makes sense that the players make sure they can cooperate with people before they drop them into production. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's necessary for us to get along like we're like-minded people, so that goes a long way. But yeah, definitely better for that. Both Joel and Skizzleman fit into Hermitcraft so well. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Captain Dirt Rules, please check Discord. Song info is missing. That's something you can easily fix. Also, the stream timer, but that's less important. I don't know why they're not turning up. I'll look into it after the... Actually, wait a minute. That is kind of like open on the other screen. Oh, what would you know? Okay. There we go. Oh, by the way, the timer isn't a thing I'm going to do anymore. It's just one less thing to set up. Right, so with that, we've fully embraced this shape, and we get to say, do we want that? Yep, I don't think we're going to go in the bottle direction because it's going to be half a bottle. The top bit could be pretty iconic, but I don't think that's the direction we should go in. But this base certainly looks awesome. And we need to find a way now to add more details and make it look even better, I think. We also need to know what material this stone is going to be. Eva Rock, I'm glad you like the build. I really appreciate y'all letting me know what you think of this. It's cool. It's coming together crazy. It's just a big wild build, really, isn't it? There's some other areas here we could work on a little bit too. I'm impressed that you made the resin bricks look so nice for this thing. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. I think it needs a little more contrast. And originally, I think I had changed the copper here to be different blocks. I got like a sketch build where I just kind of like throw stuff together. I think the roof is going to change though. I had an idea for what it was going to be that would be different. I can't remember what it was, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to come back and revise that at some point. So. Still a few things to improve. You think the bottom lip of the stone looks too thick in that context? Maybe it could be upper slabs. We could get in there and throw in a few slabs in places. That would probably look really good. It almost looks like slabs from down here. Dang, the way I think it was just aligned in a way like that, where this bit here kind of looked like a slab. I'm not sure what was going on with my eyes there. Maybe it was like that. And then it looks like a slab. But yeah. That tripped me out for a second. I was like, what are we looking at here? So with the glass, could adding in a few little bits like that help out a little bit? I don't know what it's supposed to be, but my gut is just kind of telling me to try that. Maybe few little bits here and there of this as well. Okay, glass panes. I won't go all the way down. In fact, let's get a few in at that level. Little downwards bit here. We winging it, peeps. I'm just throwing in some blocks, seeing what happens. It's very, very subtle. To the point where you can barely see it, which I think is actually a good reason to do something like that, because although you can barely see it, it's there, and it's changing the shading light slightly, and it will probably just add, you know, one extra point to the naturalness feeling. One extra point. Ah, what? Mouth sounds. Okay. Let's hop over here, hop over there. Yeah, I reckon putting them in at different heights could work. So let's mess around over here. Now, when we get higher, though, they're going to be more obvious. So just something to consider. Yeah, little bit here. I think that's probably going to kind of do it in this area. That sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger falling over something. No! Where's the scaffolding? We got some. If you like Rammstein, maybe you would also enjoy the German band Eisbrecher as well. They're also industrial metal and they're also amazing live. I think I've listened to them at one point in time. I think I have. By the way, peeps, if you're a reader of the music blog, or you're like, you have a music blog, or you're like, he said music blog, but I wasn't thinking he was talking about his own one. I do have a music blog, and I wrote about a really cool record today. I don't know, like, it's not like, hey, this one deserves your attention, but it just popped into my head that I had a good time writing this one. Do you know why? Because I realized that I could write on my phone. I don't know why, I've never thought of this before, but you know how, like, you're in the shower and you start having all these ideas? Sometimes when you're not in the place to do the thing is when you have all the ideas for the thing. So on the way home, I wanted to listen to 2 records. I wanted to listen to Arcturus's Aspirin Hypo Symphonia. I can never, because it's Norwegian. I can't pronounce that. Give me a break. Yeah, that record is an absolute classic. I've written about that one before. I had a real desire to listen to that because that is a icy cold record. Perfect for like the snowy Alps at night. The other record that popped into my head while I was out there skiing was Clandestine by Entombed. A band that I don't know how I happened upon them, but they weren't like the typical stuff that me and all my mates were listening to or whatever. That was a bit more like my own little discovery, and must have been like 15 or 16 when I found that record, and I still love it to this day. It's got, you know, it's not a perfect record or anything. I think it kind of tires a little bit towards the end, but it's a really cool record. If you're into death metal, melodic death metal, it doesn't sound like that typical meat and potatoes death metal. It's got way more character to it, and it's like quite sinister and piratey, and not in a yar swashbuckle kind of way, but in like a serious life of a pirate, an actual pirate way. I don't know. Probably the name of the album, the album front cover just kind of suggests things and puts that in your head. But the tone of the record is really cool and totally worth a listen if you're into metal. Never heard of it before. Melodic death metal isn't something I expected to hear today. Melodic death metal took off in Sweden, although Carcass kind of spearheaded it a bit as well, and they're from the UK. Like, it's basically, you know, mixing melody and death metal together. So you've got a really hard aesthetic, lots of big chugging riffs, kind of fast-paced. Sounds a little bit like sort of post-Slayer with those fast riffs that they do, the kind of metalcore style. But yeah, like then they infuse these beautiful, gorgeous melodies into it. So you've got lots of like really clean, slick lead guitar going on. Not on this particular record. There's like little inflections, little moments that punctuate the end of riffs. There's loads of like, because it's a bit of a riff fest, this record. It just keeps going from one thing to the next, and then when it gets to the end of a passage, it just like will trail off with a really cool sinister melody. But yeah, dude, sub bomb coming in. Axitalian, if I butchered your name, I deeply apologize from the bottom of my soul. James OO Games, Flying Bricks 29, Peglu, Ragnarok DX, Mystoria 9090, Gryson Grange, Bandilunu, Bad Hippo UK, Thundermore, Yol, Bin, gifted subs. Be sure to say thanks in the chat. Thank you so much again, Axotalian, for gifting the subs and supporting our community. It is greatly appreciated. The Cat Dragon says, I more prefer music that picks a riff and sticks with it. Part of why I like Rammstein so much. Hey, yeah, if that's what you're into, that's great. I like that. I also like it when they don't do that. I kind of try and just like enjoy whatever it is for what it is. So I love my tangent-y prog metal that goes all over the place, and I love my, you know, new metal with just spinning the same riff over and over again. Do you know what's a cool song? Mudvayne, Not Falling. That song has a real mood to it. I was a very moody teenager, and I have like these, I don't know, like it's like emotional shadows, let's say. Like you can almost conjure what it felt like. Like those emotions are so strong. I don't feel that way anymore. I don't have those feelings in me. But when I hear a song like that, it transports me vividly. And I was never massive into Mudvayne, but their songs, for some reason or another, they really transport me back to that time and that feeling. And the Not Falling song came on, and it really hit me hard the other day. I was like, oh my god, I listened to this song while I was in the middle of something. Because it was raw. I don't know if like other people hear that feeling. Sometimes you feel like other people will hear it, but maybe not. Maybe to some people it would just be some like dumb nu metal song. But I love it. Right, that is a nice way to tie up the end of that. We can probably... we'll figure something out on that side eventually. You gotta try Black Braid. Norwich Black Metal. I thought he was gonna say Norwegian. Norwich Black Metal? Yeesh. Is that like the knockoff version? Oh, by the way, Nordic. Very good, very good. By the way, I'm gonna write about Burzum this year. I can feel it. I'm gonna go all the way back to the first demos and write about those records. Those are some incredible records. When I was out there in Austria, walking around at night, all the freezing cold and the trees covered in snow, just Mother Nature's deathly embrace. You know, if I weren't out there in my ski jacket all wrapped up with layers, like, this would be a very harsh environment despite its utter beauty. I hear a lot of that in that guy's music, and I'm looking forward to writing about that this year. I can't stand people who declare new metal isn't metal or whatever. Can't we just listen to what we like and be friends? Why do people want to be bitchy so much? Oh, I'm totally with you. I used to be one of those elitist metalheads. That's not metal. Not with new metal, though, because I grew up with that. So one of the things that really helps if you start to be an elitist is when people are elitist towards the thing that you like. So yeah, fortunately for me, I was always into, like, quite a lot of different stuff. And so when people were like, you're not a metalhead if you like hip-hop, I was like, what? Why can't I like both these things? But yeah, new metal's awesome. Plus these days, like, now there's like probably a bigger generation of people that grew up with new metal, and a lot of dying off. Sorry to be a bit grim there, but it's kind of like that. Yeah, one day it'll be the new metal generation saying, "That's not new metal." Did X massively misread that, or do I need to get my ears checked? I read it correctly. I can't imagine X being judgmental at all. You seem so open-minded. You misread my comment. Bickering. Oh, okay. I misread one word. Got ya. Yeah, no, I'm not very judgmental these days. I'm very open-minded. But I used to be, like, a bit of an elitist with metal. I used to, like, have a list of bands that weren't metal. Somehow Iron Maiden was on that list, you know? That's just ignorance right there. So, yeah. Right, peeps, I think it's time to enjoy something a little different. We've done some building. I had an amazing holiday out in the Alps, and thanks to all of your support, I was able to do something like that. So, you know, thank you for the amazing times. Let's go and... Oh, look where we are now. We're in the Alps. And I can zoom in on stuff and move it around. So here are some pictures I took from my holiday. Look at those beautiful mountains. Don't they just inspire you with awe? Okay, this is something that's really hard to describe, but when you're skiing, these mountains move. Like, all of these little horizons, they start to, like, reshape as you move down. Now, obviously, you're like, duh, I know how, like, looking at stuff and moving works, but that is a really amazing part of it that pictures never quite capture. When you're skiing, it's constantly changing around you, and it's just gorgeous. Also, like, ski lift, ski slope. So a lot of these, like, cut open bits, that might be a ski lift going through there, or maybe you can't see it. But the cut open bits are, like, you know, part of the resort and stuff. Now, a lot of these pictures don't really focus on the skiing, though, so... next one, just, I don't know what day this was, but every now and then I stop and take a picture. So absolutely gorgeous, clear blue skies, and then off in the distance, just breathtaking mountains. Just so scenic and idyllic. And again, I feel like the picture just doesn't really quite capture it. Which resort? This is Schladming. Okay. Next one here, we got some ski lifts. We got some skiers sometimes in the... In fact, we've got quite a lot of them down here. Look at them all doing skiing. Oh, they're loving it. Yeah, what we're going to say, like, sitting on the ski lifts is... I love it. You get to see everything again from a different view. Just relax in between your ski runs. It's like a way to recharge. But, God, these views, man, they're just something else. Here you can see a little bit like skiing, like a turning area over here, some netting. Don't go off the edge. This actually looks like a bit of a fun run. where there's like some sharp curves and stuff to go around. There's loads of little places like this. I didn't actually get many pictures of this, but wherever you ski, there's these just incredible Austrian buildings with like a lot of culture to go inside and get food and drink and stuff. And then, by the way, somewhere over these 3 peaks, probably tucked away behind this bit, there is a spot that we went and visited. So we're going to see that in a minute. So it's like, got on a bus, down from Schlabming, went all the way through here, up into the mountains over to there. Did that on a different day though, so let's go. Well, we'll get to it. Oh, it's literally the next photo. This is the view from back there, right? I think that, okay, that is a hotel and car park. That is another hotel. This is where the bus stops, and that blurry thing right there is the cable car lift that gets you all the way up to here. So there's possibly some cables in the image. But this is 4,000 meters up high. And just like, it is like this 360. Oh, the balloons! Look, the balloons are out. There are balloons going up here as well. There's like 5 of them every day. This place was super cool. There was this bloke called, I think his name was Heinrich Sumas or something. I thought I wouldn't forget that name, but I've got a poor memory. He's the guy who came up here and started documenting the glacier, right, in 1845. 1845. I did not know people were climbing up here in 1845. That is insane. Insane. These were taken with my phone, so very amateur photos. Now, spun around looking over the other side from where we saw a moment ago, there's a lot of flat snowy area here. These are actually runs for people to go do walks on. I don't know why it's laid out like this, but people like walking in the snow with skis or walking skis. I think this might be a bit of like a practice area, but there were loads of routes going off in the other direction, and I don't have a picture of it here, but there's another little spot that we walked across to over in that direction. But when you're up here and you're looking at it, like just seeing all of this, these pictures don't do it a service. It's the most incredible view. Cross-country skis, that's right. And sometimes they have like a groove right in the middle of this that you can like put your skis directly into. I ski, I don't board. So, this right here is a bridge that they've set up across a gap between the rocks, just to kind of give you that feel of being suspended above some of this terrain, which was amazing to walk across, just amazing. And then this is what's at the end of it. You can go, you know, just over the edge a little bit, just down there and get your picture taken or whatever. So yeah, then you step out onto this. I mean, look, the floor is even made of glass. Don't jump up and down on it. And then look out here. Wow. Got a balloon. Just, these views, man. And look, the skiing. You can see the ski stuff over here, right? See all the little cutouts? People will be skiing down that. Then there's another one over here. By the looks of it, lots of skiing over there. There's basically 4 of them in a row that are all connected, which is really cool. That's a nice place to take a selfie, yeah. And then standing on it, I think this image was the one that I took from being on that. It kind of looks like it's not. I think we're looking at that lump there is like this here now. Oh man, when you look out of these mountains and see all the snow on them, it just leaves this impression on you. It really does. So after you've done that, you then go inside and there's these beautiful like ice carvings that have been lit up. There's loads of them. I got a few really nice shots here. And this one as well. This is the guy, by the way. This is the guy who went up there in 1845 and started documenting the size of the glacier. Like, this is some of his recordings, if you like, pictures, I think. He used to draw it. And anyway, he took a lot of measurements that allowed them to have a historical data of how big the glacier is and how much it has unfortunately shrunk over time. So I think I took this when I was walking across from the view we had earlier where you had all those tracks over on the side. Then I walked across to a spot and took some photos over there. I'm not sure if I included them. I like selected a bunch of photos because I took so many. I kind of picked out like the ones that I thought were super interesting. But yeah, you're like walking across the snow over here. It's just incredible. And there's ice below you. The glacier is below you. This is a video, sorry, a picture from that spot, but pointing to the other side, not straight out. So this is a different route. But again, they've got these like walking routes that you can go do, and they're just going to go around in circles and stuff. But yeah. Oh, these rocks, man. Does that show up, by the way? Okay, right-clicking doesn't show up. There's like a right-click menu on this that I accidentally opened. All right, that I was about to say that might be a view of it, but it's not. You see these cables here? I think this is the last picture I took from the very top. So this time, like, focusing on all those mountains off in the distance, just endless mountains. Okay, and that is leaving on... No, this isn't leaving on the way out. This is being on the side of the building for the cable car and looking back at that bridge that I showed you earlier. And look at these rocks. Mountains, just... Ugh. Why is it so awe-inspiring? Is it because I'm not used to seeing it? Mother Nature is just... It's deep in all of us. And now we all live in these, like, square boxes looking at screens. And then you go see this and it just breaks your brain. These are the Alps, Pello. These are the Alps. Alright, we're back on the slopes. There's someone skiing over here. Got some of those, like, little places you can stop off and eat. I don't really have a close-up of one of those. Snow cannons. These yellow things are snow cannons. They basically spray, like, water, fine water out when it's cold to be turned into snow, to keep all the snow on the slopes, and it all gets bashed. Yeah, this, by the way, this valley here is where Schlabming is, so that area is part of it. So I think some of the photos we saw earlier were probably over from this peak area here. Alright, went for a walk at night time. They had a river that was lit up with colourful lights. I think I included a picture of this in the daytime. I didn't notice how, like, frozen all of that was, but you can see it clearer in the daytime. You know, the way it's all lit up, got some crazy pictures like this. I got a lot of bad pictures as well that I just chopped out. I was like, these turned out terrible, but the occasional one had a little bit of magic to it. Looking back down the path, right? That's the river on your left. Path on the right. It's like the quality here almost looks like a painting. All right, so one of the ways that you got to that place was through this area, right? This is like on the route to that spot. But this was the following morning. And I just had to take a picture of like all these trees with the dusting of snow over it and the buildings. I should have taken more pictures of the buildings. The Austrian architecture is really cool. Now, from the middle of this bridge, looking in either direction, beautiful stuff, right? So scenic and idyllic. Look at the trees. Oh, it's so inspiring. So gorgeous. Also, the river, absolute death. Do not want to fall in it. You'd die. Here is a different river at night time. Austrian building over there, unintentionally in the background, really. Like I said, I should have taken more pictures of the buildings. And you can see how crazy all these trees are covered in snow. When you're out there walking at it, though, you can like really focus on specific ones, and there's just so many like fantastical arrangements of like branches and trees, and sometimes they've fallen over and stuff, and so majestic. So here is that walk across the river in the daytime. So like, look at this ice. Look at it. It's, for some reason, really interesting. Yeah, this is, again, another view in the daytime of this area. This is like the first bit you get to. There's this massive cliff going up with a building on top of it. There's like these weird little caves. Oops, we've skipped forward. There's these weird little caves with like water trickling through that come from up above, and then Yeah, look at the icicles. Wow. All right, so that picture that I showed you of this area when it's lit up at night, this is what it looks like in the day. Look at all those icicles. You see, when you take the pictures in the day, you get much more detail of like the trees and the bushes and stuff. And here is another picture walking down that route. It was a very long route. It was like 50 minutes there and like an hour and 10 at least coming back. We actually walked down on the opposite side of this area. And it's like really steep and there's this like narrow rickety path. But made it out okay. Yeah, it's stuff like this. It doesn't quite capture the feeling of being there. Like I think you see the depth more. Like there's more depth because there's a river somewhere down below these trees, but that's just kind of the nature of taking pictures, I guess. Not quite the same as walking through it all. Again, beautiful path. It's just amazing. Here's a picture with a bit more of the river. There's lots of like crazy ice formations you get in the river too. That is a picture of us when we were walking. By us, I mean the shadows. Walking back the long way to Schlabming. So we'd come up the valley, then gone over the top of the hill, and then come down this way. So, you remember the glacier? I think that is possibly that bit over there. Like, somewhere there is the ski lift. And then Schlabming is all the way down here in the valley. I think I included some pictures of it. This is looking back up the slope behind us. You've got a gondola. And then you got those buildings here. So at this ski resort, I hadn't seen this before, but you're lower down in the Alps. So there's lots of trees. So you ski between the trees. But also the roads go up the hill. So you get lots of hotels and houses that are like on the level of the slopes. So if you were to go in one of these, you could like ski back to your house. It's insane. I hadn't seen that before, but it's so cool. So cool. So then here is Schlabming when you can see more of the place. I think that might be the brewery. No, it's probably not. I think the brewery's chucked out of the way. But that is the Rat House, that building right there. And then over here, just out of... Yeah, you can't quite see it. There's a slope that comes down here, and it's got this, like, structure that goes over the top of it. What else is there to point out about this place? Not sure, really. Should have taken more pictures of the town, I think. Alright, video time! It's the end. It's the end. It's the last thing I got for you. Now, this is not me going fast or anything like that. This is me going slow because I'm holding the camera. I didn't take my GoPro. I just figured, why don't I, like, hold my camera while I ski? So, I've got a few clips here. And the reason I picked this run was because I love going through the trees and, like, having the views kind of open up in between. So hopefully you'll get a sense of that whole kind of seeing it change around you. Although, because of the trees, maybe not so much. And the reason I'm going side to side is because that's, you know, me skiing and my body's moving and stuff. I wonder if my phone's got, like, image stabilization stuff built into it. Because this doesn't feel terribly shaky. And if the quality here dips a little bit, this clip had to be, like, rotated because for some reason my phone decided to record the wrong way around. But it looks pretty good. And yeah, I'm going slow, so everyone's going past me. This, by the way, is a very easy slope. This is just one of these ones that you dawdle along on. It's a blue. It's a narrow blue. Pello says I could get accessories to wear GoPro on head. I've already got that stuff. I just never take it with me. I did on my first ski trips, but after that I just didn't really bother too much. But I think I might get into it again. It's really nice to actually capture this stuff. And then just every now and then you feel like looking back at it. Yeah, look, just... Oh, the way the mountains move is so gorgeous. And then like little bits like this when it opens up and just moving through it. It's so good. So good. The Kraken Bubble says you would fall so much, but it looks like fun. You just got to learn how to not fall. Like, this is the kind of slope that you don't fall on. It's very hard to fall on something like this. This is really gentle, by the way. If it looks fast, it's not. And look at the way the sun comes out here. I thought this would look bad on the video, but it ended up looking really good. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. I don't think I tilt the camera to the left here, but it opened up. I should have done that. And yeah, look at those mountains just moving again. Oh, it's so good. I love skiing. Perfect weather for it as well. I've got a bunch of other skiing videos tucked away on my computer. But hey. Boop. That's it. That's what I had to share with you. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to share that with you. Maybe encourage some of y'all to go skiing. It's a lot of fun. Hey, look, I'm going to wrap up my stream here. I hope you really enjoyed it. I'm going to be streaming again on Tuesday, either doing Hermitcraft or some variety. I haven't made up my mind. Might play a puzzle game. We'll see how I feel. We'll see how I feel. Is anyone I'm following streaming? Let's send you over to... Let's go raid Xisuma. Haven't raided Xisuma in a long time. Alright, stick around for some modded Minecraft peeps, but I'm going to wrap up my stream right here. So I hope you have a great day. Thank you for your amazing support. And I'll be seeing you again on Tuesday if all goes to plan. Alright, the raid is setting up, so stick around. And, yeah. See you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.